Chapter 14, in which it is shown that tigers don't climb trees. One day when Pooh was thinking, he thought one day he would go and see Eeyore, because he hadn't seen him since yesterday. And as he walked through the heather singing to himself, he suddenly remembered that he hadn't seen Owl since the day before yesterday. So he thought he would just look that he would just look at the 100-acre woods on the way and see if Owl was home. Well, he went on singing, until he came to the part of the stream where the stepping stones were. And when he was in the middle of the third stone, he began to wonder how Kanga and Roo and Tigger were getting on, because they all lived together in a different part of the forest. And he thought, I haven't seen Roo for a long time, and I don't see him today. It will be a still longer time. So he sat down on the stone in the middle of the stream, sang another verse of his song while he wondered what to do. The other verse of the song was like this. I could spend a happy morning seeing Roo. I could spend a happy morning being Pooh. For it doesn't seem to matter if I don't get any fatter, and I don't get any fatter, what I do. And here's the picture of him sitting on the wonderful pond looking at a butterfly, or a dragonfly. The sun was so delightfully warm, and the stone on which he had been sitting on for a long time, so warm too, that Pooh had almost decided to go on being Pooh in the middle of the stream for the rest of the morning, when he remembered Rabbit. Rabbit, said Pooh to himself, I like talking to Rabbit. He talks about sensible things. He doesn't use long, difficult words, like Owl. He uses short, easy words. What about lunch? And help yourself, Pooh. I suppose really I ought to go see Rabbit. Which made him think of another verse. Oh, I like his way of talking, yes I do. It's the nicest way of talking, just for two. And to help yourself with Rabbit, though it may become a habit, is a pleasant sort of habit for Pooh. So when he had sung this, he got up off his stones, walked back across the stream, and set off for Rabbit's house. He hadn't gotten far before he began to say to himself, But yes, suppose Rabbit is out. Or suppose I get stuck in his front door again coming out, as I did once when his front door wasn't big enough. Because I know I'm not getting fatter, but the front door may be getting thinner. So wouldn't it be better if... And all this time he was saying things like this, he was going more and more westerly without thinking. And suddenly he found himself at the foot of his own front door again. And it was 11 o'clock, which was time for a little something. Half an hour later, he was doing what he always really meant to do. He was stumping off to Piglet's house. And as he walked, he wiped his mouth with the back of his paw and sang a rather fluffy song through the fur. It went like this. I could spend a happy morning seeing Piglet, and I couldn't spend a happy morning not seeing Piglet. And it doesn't seem to matter if I don't see Owl and Eeyore, or any of the others, and I'm not going to see Owl or Eeyore, or any of the others, or Christopher Robin. Written down like this, it doesn't seem a very good song, but coming out through a pale fawn fluff, at about 11:30 on a very sunny morning, it seemed to Pooh to be one of the best songs he had ever sung, so he went on singing. Piglet was busy digging a small hole in the ground outside his house. Hello, Piglet, said Pooh. Hello, Pooh, said Piglet, giving a jump of surprise. I knew it was you. So did I, said Pooh. What are you doing? I'm planting a haycorn, Pooh, so that it can grow into an oak tree and have lots of haycorns just outside the front door, instead of having to walk miles and miles. Do you see, Pooh? Supposing it doesn't, said Pooh. It will, because Christopher Robin says it will. So that's why I'm planting it. Well, said Pooh, if I plant a honeycomb outside my house, then it will grow up to be a beehive. Piglet wasn't quite sure about this. Or a piece of honeycomb, said Pooh, so as to not waste too much. Only then I might only get a piece of beehive, and it might be the wrong piece, where the bees are buzzing and not honeying. Bother. Piglet agreed that it would be rather bothering. Besides, Pooh, it's a very difficult thing planting unless you know how to do it, he said, and he put the acorn in the hole he had made and covered it up with earth, and jumped on it. I do know, said Pooh, because Christopher Robin gave me a nasturtium seed, and I planted it, and I'm going to have nasturtiums all over the front door. I thought they were called nasturtiums, said Piglet timidly as he went on jumping. No, said Pooh, not these. These are called nasturtiums. When Piglet had finished jumping, he wiped his paws on his front and said, What shall we do now? And Pooh said, Let's go see Kanga and Roo, and Tigger, and Piglet said, Yes, let's, because he was still very anxious about Tigger, who was always a very bouncy animal, and his way of saying, How do you do, which always left your ears full of sand, even if your Kanga had said, "Gently, Tigger dear," and had helped you up again. So they sent off for Kanga's house. Now it happened that Kanga had felt rather motherly this morning in wanting to count things like Rue's vest, and how many pieces of soap there were left, and the 2 clean spots in Tigger's feeder, so which she had sent them out with a packet of watercress sandwiches for Rue and a packet of extract of malt sandwiches for Tigger, to have a nice long morning in the forest, not getting into mischief. And off they had gone. I want to show you some more of these pictures. Oh goodness. Here's Piglet digging a hole for the haycorn. And here is Piglet putting the haycorn into the hole. And here's Piglet jumping on the haycorn. Ah, I love it. And here is Kanga sending off Tigger and Rue. Love them. Alright, sweetheart, I'm going to continue the story a little bit more. So, sleep well, keep calm, find a llama carrier, and I'll talk to you very, very soon. Happy Thanksgiving, love. I love you, and I'm very thankful that we're together and in love and everything. I'm happy I'm coming home, and I'm thankful I'm going to see you soon. I love you, Christy. Good night.